Hello guys, welcome to part 5 of AutoCAD, and in this part I'm going to teach you how to create walls in plan view. So this is basically what a walls will look like in plan view and also in cut section. So you have to know the details of a wall, which is it consists of two basic items, which is the first one is the main element is the brick. So normal wall will have a total thickness of 140 mm. Why? Because if you can see from this picture, you need to put a plastering finishes on the wall just to protect the walls. So this is a very basic brick wall construction. There are so many different types of walls, but I'll just want to show you the very basic of masonry walls. Okay, so in this part, I'll explain to you a bit on two types of wall that you normally will found in architecture drawing. So the first one is normal wall, where you have brick wall 100 mm and also cement plaster on both sides. It's actually 20 mm thickness. That is a common practice in Malaysia. Okay, so this thickness of cement plaster, actually it has a maximum of plastering. If I'm not mistaken, it's around 30 or 35 mm. Because if it's too thick, then it's going to collapse. So there's a optimum thickness for each plastering. Okay, for fire rated wall, this is important for you to refer to the Uniform Building by Law, which is UBBL. But normally it's around 200 mm minimum. So combined with the cement plaster on both sides, it's perhaps can be 240 mm. So this is what you're going to apply in design. So you have to know what is normal wall and what is fire rated wall, which is the party wall. So for the line weight, you need to use two types of line weight, which is the wall cut section. So we have like this one, wall cut section, and also the hatch fittings. The hatch fittings and furniture layer. So the first step is that you need to step is that we need to offset from the grid lines, because you have to make sure that the grid line is at the center of the wall. Okay, so there are so many ways of doing AutoCAD drafting, so this is just one example. So going back to the grid wall system that we have draw previously. So I just want you to try to draw the basic outlines of this wall. So there are some part that I didn't put the measurement. So for that part, you can just adjust towards to your preferences. So let me try show you the basic steps of doing it. So the first one is to create an offset of half of the brick wall, because we want the grid lines to be at the center. So 140 mm divided by 2, we have 70. Okay, so let's try with grid line A and also grid line 2. So that's the important thing of having grid lines. So it's easy for us to indicate which part that we are going to do. So now I'm going to offset this line. I'm just typing offset, or you can just find it from here. Okay, so this is the offset symbol. Okay, or you can just type the offset command. So specify, you can see at the drafting tooltip, specify offset distance. So just type 70. So click at the grid lines and click on the right side. Again, click at the grid line and then click on the left side, so that you get 140 mm thickness. Right? So now we need to change these two lines into its proper layer properties. So I just want it to be in wall cut section. Okay, and make sure that this follows by layer, and change this one to continuous line so that we get straight lines. And you have to remember there are 20 mm thickness of cement plaster, so we offset another 20 mm. Alright, and then don't forget to change this one to furniture hatch and fittings. So now we have this one layer. Alright, so I want to add grid number 2. So this is much easier. Once you have this one, you can just match properties the lines later on. So offset 70 up and bottom. Okay, and then match properties, space. Okay, click at the yellow lines and click and click. So now it's much easier. Right, and then don't forget cement plastering as well, 20 mm. And then match properties. Okay, so once you have this line, you can just copy and paste. So it's easy for you just to do one simple lines. For example, I want to have a line at grid 1, 2, 3. I want to put in grid 3 here. So just select this line, exclude the grid lines, okay? Because we don't want to copy the grid line because we already have grid lines. So copy this one, click copy, and snap at this grid and press F8 if it's not straight. Okay, now it's straight, and snap it at the grid line as well so that it's at the center of grid number 3. And then now the main wall is at, so A, B, C, D, and E. So I want to put at D and E. So I'll just copy this one. Okay, copy, click, and find D and E. So this is D, and then this is E. Right? Okay, now that you have all these brick walls, you need to trim or fillet this brick wall. So there are two types of fillet. Okay, so fillet is like connecting two lines and making it in the intersection, and it will turn, this is intersected lines, so when you fillet it, it becomes a sharp corner like this. So there are two types of fillet, which the first one is when you have radius equal to 0, so it will be a straight corner, a sharp corner. So if you have a certain radius of the fillet, it will become a bit curvy on the side, on the edges. So for this one, we just want to have fillet and radius 0. So I'm just going to fillet this one. Okay, so let's check this one. Okay, now I have a radius, so I have to turn it back to 0, and I have to click at the R, or just type R and put 0. Okay. Again, F, click and click. Space, click and click. Now you get this thing trim. Fillet again. Okay, now the first corner is done. So fillet works like this. Okay, if I have two intersecting lines, if I click F, okay, and then I click here and here, it will connect like that. If I click here, it will connect like that. So it's different. If I click here, it connects like that. If I click here and here, it will connect this way. So for fillet, it is important for you to remember where you click it. Okay, so F. You don't have to retype the command every time you want to do the same thing. You just click space to repeat the same, the previous command, like that. Okay, if you have something like this, what you can do is that you can use trim. Okay, trim or trim here. You click at the boundary lines, space, and then select and select like that. Okay, make sure you don't select the grid lines because we want to maintain the grid lines. And then you have something like this. You cannot fillet. If you fillet, you will lose this line. Okay, we don't want to lose this line, so just trim it. Trim. So select the boundary, this one, space, and then click. Right. So now you have these two lines. You can slice this. Wait, I think slice is not working, so maybe we can try another command, which is break. So break, click, and click at this one, and you see it's moving like that. So click and you will break into two lines. So now you can fillet this one. Alright. And this part is that. Sorry. Wrong one. Okay. So all you need to do is that you have to refer to this section. If you need to copy a certain lines over here, so you just copy. Perhaps you want from here to here is around 1200, so you just make an offset 1200. Okay, and then just copy. Copy this one and put it over here. So now you can fillet this one. Carefully choose what you want to fillet. So it takes step by steps. You have to refer, and then you have to copy, and then you have to trim. So I think that is the basic steps for creating a wall. So once you're done with the wall, it's easier for you to insert door, window, and other stuff. So please make sure that you manage to draw this thing based on the steps that I've shown you. Alright, so that's all for part 5. Stay tuned.